Trey McClurkin here with a great OSP flight case. This is the 16-space mixer amp rack case, flight case, with a standing lid table. So it's very, very functional. This is a great design. There's lots of possible uses for portable sound systems, mobile DJs, etc. to use this. But I just want to point out some of the features of this flight case that I've noticed that I really like. These reinforced corners. You've got this reinforced edging, this aluminum trim here that reinforces all the edges, these recessed butterfly twist lock latches that actually are spring loaded, so when you open it, it just basically does that, so you can do it with one hand very easily. That's a neat new feature on this latch. And then it's got these very heavy duty, rugged, spring loaded recessed handles on the side. It's got two on this side and two on the other side. It makes it very easy. They're actually mounted a little lower on the case, which is a great design because once you pick it up, you're not going to bang your shins carrying this thing in and out of places. It also has, you'll notice right here, these little receiver hook. It's like a hook and latch receiver for the standing lid utility table. It's got them on both sides, so you can actually mount this table. And these legs are in the lid, one of the lids of the case. And this is just the lid that goes on either the front or back. It doesn't matter. It's universal. And it just basically, you just unvelcro these legs. And it's got this little locking pin with a wing nut. I'm not going to use for time's sake, but you just simply just push it through the little hole. Get it locked in place like that. And then it's got on the other end this little the hook part that just mounts right there, real simple and easy, on either side of the case, like I was saying. And so this is great for anything, for a mixing console, for a lighting console, for a laptop, a guitar tech work booth. It's just whatever. It's a multi-purpose table that you could use for anything you need there. It's very handy. It's got this lid on the top that, and while we're here, I just want to measure and show the thickness of the plywood that is used in this OSP case is actually 3/8 of an inch thick, which is a pro grade thickness. A lot of cases use 1/4 inch, but this is 3/8 inch, so it's very sturdy, very rugged, and it's 5 inches. The depth of this mixer top is 5 inches, I believe. We'll double check that. Which the reason that that's important is on a lot of mixers, you can actually leave your cables plugged in, which this is what we call it, a mixer amp case. This is the mixer section here on top with a fixed angle. As you can see, it's a little taller up here. So if you rack mount a mixer up here, it's going to be slanted just a little bit. But with that 5-inch clearance, you can leave some of your plugs plugged into your mixer on most mixers and just put the lids on at the end of the night and be done. So as you can see right here, these are steel rack rails and very heavy duty and rugged, and they're pre-tapped, so they've actually got the threads in them, so they're ready for rack screws. But this one is a 12 up top on the mixer section, is a 12, it's 21 inches, but which is equal to 12 rack spaces. One rack space is 1 3/4 inches. So that's actually 12 rack spaces on top, and then on the bottom down here, which is why we call it a mixer amp case, this section down here is for like amplifiers or processing gear, or I've actually had people use these for computer or technical servers that are 19 inches wide. So it's a standard 19 inches wide. So it's compatible with most all standard 19-inch wide rack mountable gear, and looks like to be 32 inches tall of rack space there, and these are all pre-drilled holes. Now it has rack rails on the front and the rear of the case, which is a great design, especially being the outside is, I'll just tell you, the outside is 25 inches front to back with the lids off. So there's a lot of inside space. If you've got some gear that's not too deep, you could actually mount some on the front and also some on the back, which is a great feature. These solid metal panels here, these rack panels, are just here for placeholders and stability right out of the box. But you can basically move these down or take them off once you start rack mounting your gear or your mixer on top. Like the one in the back here, if it's in the way of some plugs, you simply can just take it off or move it down very easily there. So this is the OSP 16 space mixer amp rack. I do want to get some measurements here on this table. That's a very commonly asked is what are the sides of that. So basically it's 38 inches wide on the top there, and looks like you've got 21.5 inches front to back depth on that there. So a lot of usable space. The height of the table from the ground to the top of the table looks to be around 28 inches. And then if you wanted to stick some stuff under the table, looks like it would need to be, no more than about 25, maybe 24 3/4, somewhere in there, to slide under the table just fine. So anyway, it's a great pro quality road tour flight case from OSP.